imagine yourself sitting in the passenger seat of a Boeing 747. You look around you and you see lots of people. It's kind of cramped, and if you've got a window, chances are it's really small and hard to see out of. Now, go ahead and take all the people away, the chassis of the airplane, and now you're just sitting in a seat, flying through the sky, and that is paramotoring. All right, so according to the United States Powered Paragliding Association, paragliding is the simplest form of flight. No plane, no windows, just you floating on air. A paraglider is a foot-launched inflatable wing. It is easy to transport, easy to launch, and easy to land. In the community, we have some formal names, such as paramotoring, paragliding, powered paragliding, and PPG for short. And then we've also got some funnier informal names called, one of them being butt fan, whirly bird, and flying lawn chair. I've been flying since August of 2017 and instructing since April of this year. And I would like to say that paramotoring can be a life-changing experience and a safe one at that. All right, to the first topic, we'll talk about paramotoring versus general aviation. A lot of times when people are wanting to get into aviation, the first thing they look at is cost. With general aviation, it tends to be really, really expensive. But the good thing is that paramotoring is just a fraction of the cost. They also look at the ease of the aircraft that they're flying. In this case, paramotors can be easy to launch, land, and pack up. I mean, once you've unpacked, you can be in the air in 5 minutes or so, I would say. And then once you've landed, you can be on the road in 10 minutes. And the overall experience is a really good one. You're almost in the scenery, really, because there's nothing that surrounds you like a cockpit. You can see here that it's really open and you're just right there in the scenery. So now that I've talked about why people might choose paramotoring over general aviation, I'll talk about the training that's included. As I mentioned earlier, I've been training at Midwest, or I've been instructing at Midwest PPG since the beginning of this year. It's located in Franklin, Indiana, and our motto there is that our students go home with not only the necessary knowledge to fly paramotors, but the knowledge to keep themselves and others safe while flying, and the knowledge to make sound decisions as pilot in command of an aircraft. One of the training's broken up into two parts, ground school and ground handling. The first part of ground school is FAR 103, and that's the set of rules that we fly under the FAA. And according to the Experimental Aircraft Association, Part 103 establishes limits on size, performance, and configuration, and also establishes that no certificate or medical examination is required to fly these. Next up, we teach airspace. This is very important because just like any other aircraft, there's places we can and cannot fly through. And so it's very important that our students go home and are able to comprehend VFR charts like that one up there. And also, we teach weather. Since these wings are inflatable, that means they're prone to collapse in the wrong weather conditions, unlike a typical aircraft where they've got fixed wings. So we need to tell them, what's the best conditions to fly in and how to avoid a wing collapse, because those aren't good and typically results in us falling until it reinflates, hopefully. The second part is ground handling. Usually ground handling is a 15 to 20 hour course over the span of 2 to 3 days. And in this part, students have to learn to keep the wing over their head like in the picture, so that when they go to take their first flight, the skills are there and all they gotta do is just add power. And a lot of people say it's the hardest part. Now I've talked about the training. I'm sure some of you are wondering about the safety aspect of this. So according to Foot Flyer, if you fly under the correct conditions and use smart judgment, flying can be safer than driving a car. And I 100% agree with this. Many pilots out there go and have incident-free careers, and that is because they use a good mindset, They are level-headed when they fly. They are aware of their situation and the aircraft, other aircraft around them, and they are knowledgeable about the area that they're flying in, so they've looked over the VFR charts and things like that to know where they can and cannot fly. On to increased risk. Some things that pilots can do to increase their risk. Once they become more comfortable in their situation, they like to try to start doing acrobatics, and that is a big step up in risk. And they also fly low to the ground and over water. The 3 leading causes of fatality in the sport is drowning, collision with power lines, and then prop strikes to the head where the propeller hits their head. And all of these are caused by poor judgment. If everyone used good judgment, there wouldn't be any fatalities at all, because these things don't just, the wings just don't collapse and fall out of the sky for no reason. All right, conclusion. Paramotoring is a cheap and safe alternative to general aviation, and the fun and enjoyment is limitless with the aid of a wing and a flying lawn chair. For my last slide, I have my reference page and a short video of what a launch would look like.